Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is a knife that has become dull after a long period of use. To test it, I will try cutting a sheet of paper. As you can see, the blade can barely cut at all and only tears the paper. But instead of taking it to be sharpened, today I will make a simple knife sharpening tool from easy to find materials. Can it bring the blade back to sharpness? Let's find out. First, I use an L-shaped angle bracket and a hinge to build the basic frame of a knife sharpening tool. The angle bracket provides a strong right angle support, while the hinge allows the sharpening mechanism to move smoothly. Next, I position these two parts on a wooden board and secure them with screws using a drill. Don't forget to subscribe to support the channel and turn on the notification bell so you never miss my latest videos. In the next step, I use two small wooden blocks as the base supports for the sharpening tool. First, I apply a layer of glue to the surface of the wooden blocks. Then, I place the wooden board with the frame on top and hold it in position until it is firmly attached. These support blocks raise the tool above the work surface, improving stability and reducing vibration while sharpening the knife. Next, I use a piece of fabric as the polishing pad for the knife sharpening tool. First, I apply a layer of glue to the remaining empty area on the wooden board. Then, I firmly attach the fabric to this position. The fabric will be used in the final stage to polish the knife blade, giving it a smoother surface and improving its sharpness after sharpening. Next, I place the knife blade into the hinge slot. Then, I tighten the screw to hold the knife securely in the sharpening tool. Here, I have two different types of sandpaper, AA180 and P800. I will use them to create two different sharpening surfaces for the tool. First, I prepare a wooden block to serve as the sharpening block. Then, I apply a layer of super glue to one side of the wooden block. Next, I attach the A180 sandpaper firmly to the surface. Once the glue has set, I trim away the excess sandpaper around the edges for a cleaner finish. Next, I attach the P800 sandpaper to the opposite side of the wooden block and repeat the same process. The finer P800 grit smooths the blade after coarse sharpening and produces a sharper cutting edge. In the next step, I will use a welding rod as a reinforcing rod for the sharpening block. First, I place the rod at the center of the wooden block and draw two diagonal lines to locate the exact center. Then, I drill a hole at the intersection of the two lines. Next, I insert the welding rod into the drilled hole. To hold the welding rod more securely, I pack a small amount of wood shavings into the gap and apply glue around it. At this point, the homemade knife sharpening tool is complete. Now it's time to start sharpening the knife. First, I spray a small amount of water onto the surface of the blade. Next, I begin sharpening with the AA180 sandpaper. I move the sharpening block back and forth across the blade. At the same time, I combine two sharpening motions, from top to bottom and from left to right. This technique helps sharpen the blade evenly while restoring a consistent cutting edge along its entire length. Once the coarse sharpening is finished, I switch to the P800 sandpaper. This finer grit removes the scratches left by the coarse sanding, smooths the blade surface, and refines the cutting edge. As a result, the knife becomes sharper, cuts more smoothly, and has a cleaner finish. Next, I loosen the screw on the hinge. Then, I flip the knife over and sharpen the other side of the blade. I repeat the same sharpening process to make sure both sides of the cutting edge are sharpened evenly. Let me know where you are watching this video from. Don't forget to comment the country you are currently living in down below. I'm really curious to see which parts of the world my videos are being watched from. Once finished, the blade surface looks much smoother, and the cutting edge is noticeably sharper than before. Next, I wipe the blade clean with a dry cloth. This removes any remaining metal particles and moisture before moving on to the polishing step. In the next step, I apply a small amount of metal polishing wax to the fabric pad. The polishing compound helps smooth the blade surface, increase its shine, and refine the cutting edge after sharpening. Then, I slide the blade back and forth across the fabric. I polish both sides of the blade to achieve an even finish. Now it's time for the real-world test. First, I cut a sheet of paper. As you can see, the blade glides through the paper effortlessly, producing clean, smooth cuts without tearing or snagging. For the next test, I slice a tomato. With only a gentle push, the knife passes cleanly through the skin and flesh, creating thin and even slices with ease. The results clearly show that the blade has regained its sharpness. If a dull knife can be brought back to life with a simple homemade tool and a little patience, then perhaps many things we consider worn out deserve a second chance as well. Your next DIY project might be more rewarding than buying something new. If you enjoyed this project, don't forget to like and subscribe for more creative DIY ideas. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.